Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3 V Generation is going to be pre-orderable. You can pre-order it as a limited edition starting on the 7th of August. So yeah, as you may know, there's no English language release in the West when it comes to the Switch Rebirth series games. But there is an Asian release with English language support there, and through Playasia you can get the regular as well as the limited edition of first Rebirth 1, then 2, and now 3. There's still some people going, hey, is this released, are these games being released on the Switch in English? Well, this is pretty much how it's going to go. They already said, hey, we're going to have a Western release, and then they canceled it, and this is probably the only way that's ever going to happen there. And Rebirth 3 being released now means that all of the Rebirth games have been announced on the Switch. And yeah, the other ones are already sold out and in terms of the limited edition there. So this is the last one. Don't have much time between when this video comes out and when the actual pre-order time starts. So yeah, it's a multi-language release. If you look at like the pictures and stuff in terms of what the game comes with, the box looks quite similar to how the PlayStation Vita limited edition looked. It has the same image. Of course, there's Nintendo Switch branding, and you have a Nintendo Switch game in there. There's an art book with Iris Heart on the cover. There's a numbered certificate, which is a thing they like to do when it comes to Idea Factory, East Asia Soft collabs. There's a soundtrack in a jewel case there, Joy-Con stickers. There's a manual, which, should be in the Switch case, obviously. But these days, that's such a big deal that they have to apparently show that separately, that it actually has a manual. And then there's a mini case where you can put the game card in, which I think that's a fun little thing. And then these acrylic stand things, which are pretty cool. So yeah, there you go. It's the same sort of stuff like with Rebirth 1 and 2 in terms of the limited edition content. And since somebody asked me in the most recent video if I pre-ordered any of these games, I did pre-order the Rebirth 1 limited edition because that was the one that I originally missed back in the Vita days. But I actually didn't pre-order Rebirth 2, and I'm not going to pre-order Rebirth 3 because I have those for the Vita. Yes, my Neptunia collection won't be complete, but I have a representative now of every game that did have a limited edition, so I'm alright with that. The amount of space I have dedicated to Neptunia is frankly absurd, so, I don't feel too bad about it, but that answers that question. Just a bit more information on here. It's going to be 2,000 copies available. They say there's not going to be any reprint. Standard copies, so just the game itself, are going to be $39.99 US. And a collector's box is $59.99, so it's not that much more to get some cool stuff potentially. It depends on how much of a Neptunia fan you are there. That seems to complete the whole trilogy thing there. And yeah, I think now it's time to look to the future and see what new stuff we're going to see with Neptunia. So I think it's about time that we finally get some news. That would be nice. Anyways, that's the news on that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.